For a man with little talent, rhythm, or money, I still inexplicably seem to take fashion tips from rock stars and rappers. Certainly, when you've watched Talking Watches with John Mayer as many times as I have, you gain an appreciation for things like the Big Pilot and vintage Rolexes. Recently, few other brands have had so many bars written about them as Audemars Piguet. So it goes without saying that the Royal Oak has become something deeply desirable. But what if you don't have $100,000 lying around your couch cushions? Well, Chinese brand San Martin have released an homage to the Royal Oak, offering to the working class mandem a taste of how the 1% live. Looking to cringe, groan, and smash that dislike button? Please consider subscribing to this channel. My ego could really use a boost these days.
Hey Al, you ready?
So my order came in from TaoBao in this watch box, not the green plastic case I've seen others get theirs in, but it came with screwdrivers, some Loctite, I think, and a warranty card. So I've had it for a weekend now, and I think I'd like to report that it does wear quite well. It's nice and thin, it slips under sleeves quite nicely. Now as a daily wear, it's 100 meters waterproof with a screw down crown, so I like that. However, there's no loom, so if you need to know the time at night, well, this ain't it. Also, getting a perfect fit may be hit and miss as there's no micro adjust. Now, speaking of the dial and hands, now there was a comment in my preview video for this watch talking about this watch's legibility. Now, first of all, thank you for commenting. Second of all, I would say this dial's not actually white. It's almost the same color as the case. So being that there's not that much anti-reflective coating on the crystal, I do concede that sometimes this watch can be hard to read. But if you're into this watch for the shiny factor, I'm happy to report that it is very shiny. It has these high polished faces on the bezel, mixed in with the linear brushing. It's quite pleasing. And the Grand Seiko hands and applied indices really catch the light quite well. The rehaut is a mirror finish, and along with the bracelet, this thing really is a disco ball. So as far as wrist candy goes, this is about as blingy as you're gonna get, short of icing out your arms. Now, one thing I'm currently on the fence with is, as the watch is 38 millimeters wide and the lug to lug is 48 millimeters, in my opinion, it's got quite a long appearance on my roughly 7-inch wrist, which in fairness is a little bit dainty. Now, what I would like to offer are some comparisons. Firstly, with the Casio mod case, you know it, you love it. Obviously a lot bigger and taller. The mod case is not finished nearly as well as the San Martin. Now this is a piece of fun jewelry, which admittedly looks beat up because it is. It's been through a fire and I went hard in the paint on it with some barkeeper's friend and Q-tips. Long story short, I tried to get a jeweler to turn it into a bracelet like the Alix piece, but they couldn't do it. So I have been looking for ways to use this bracelet because, well, I like this bracelet. So anyway, this case is 10.5 millimeters thick versus the 9.8 on a real McCoy AP15400. So the San Martin is a really respectable and thin 9.8 millimeters. But overall just not finished as nicely as a JF in my opinion, which in fairness did cost almost twice as much. The bracelet facets on the JF are just better polished and finished to a higher level, and they really pop when you wrist roll it. So now, in case you were wondering, the JF bracelet is compatible with the Casio, and similarly, I'm fairly certain it's then compatible with the San Martin. Now, I did try to swap them out, and I do think I was being reasonably careful, but this screw down here on the right seems to have either snapped or the threads are stripped. Bruh. So the San Martin bracelet stays for now. Now look, is this a fun summer weekend watch? Sort of, yes. At this price, in a vacuum, I think it beats things like the Tissot PRX, with a caveat. If you are at all self-conscious about brands, then this watch might not be for you. If originality and real heritage is important to you, then maybe look elsewhere. But if you just like the look of an AP and you didn't, invent blood or money, then maybe this is something you could consider. Up to you. It's a free country, sort of. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. Please be nice. Please don't try to get my channel taken down by YouTube. That's all I'll say about it for now. Thank you for watching and be safe.
Oh yeah. Go back and listen to Daughters, bitches.
This week, you're gonna be the devil. engine